Our Pokemon couple performance is at peak form as always. Grabby, grabby! There you have it, folks. More bubbly foam than usual. Grabby. Grabby, grabby. What's up, guys? Welcome back to more Pokemon XD. This time in a video format instead of a stream format. It's crazy. This is the first on YouTube multi-platform let's play. That's not true. Anyway, we're here because I gotta talk to this guy. He's the friendship checker of this game, and I don't want to check Donphan's friendship. I want to check Togepi's. But yeah, he spawns up here after you get to Pyrite Town the first time. And let's see how my Togepi's doing. It's growing friendly towards you. I probably should have pulled up what these even mean. Whatever. It's probably a good sign. There's also a battle CD up here, so that's neat. Oh, does that interest you? Mr. Varric gave it to me, saying he doesn't need it anymore. But you see, I don't battle, so you can take it if you like. Cool. I don't know. I'll have to look up which battle CDs give, like, the rewards that I want. And then I'll decide if I actually want to do them. Okay, but yeah, we should probably look at the team, because I have done some more training. You know, in a perfect world, I would get these two up to the same level as the rest of them, but I decided to stop here. I mean, Breloom's almost level 40. This is probably really high level for this point in the game. Maybe not that high, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep continuing on. Togepi's really weak, so I really need it to evolve so that it's like actually usable. And I want to leave the Soothe Bell on it, but on the other hand, should I just put the EXP share on it so I don't have to make it battle? Wait, I don't even have the... I don't know if we're going to have an EXP share. Whatever. I think for now, it'll be fine. I just don't want to battle with these two together because I think that's a bad combo. Because both of them need some leveling up. I mean, Grimer has Sludge Bomb, which is pretty good, but I'd feel better about using Grimer as like a main damage dealer once it's evolved and it has better stats. But anyway, what the heck were we doing? It's been a while. Our Snag machine is still stolen, so we got to go to the Snagem hideout and go get it back because they freaking took it. All right, let me fix the. Yeah, audio is gonna be fun because of the way I record this. Trying to figure out what the proper levels are. This guy's just letting me in. He's like, oh, "Come join Team Snagem." No, I don't think I will. There's a healing machine. This place gives me PTSD now because in Coliseum's post game, this little corridor is obnoxious. They're like, okay, how do we make it so that you can recatch the shadow Pokemon in the post game? Oh, I know. Every time you walk through here, it'll cycle through every freaking grunt in the game that had a shadow, and they'll drop from the ceiling, and then you can fight them. Like, there has to have been a better way to do that. And there was. That's why Mirror B exists in this game. It's a much better solution to the problem. I'm sure some people find it annoying because you do have to go through like the whole tournament, but like you get rewards and stuff. I'd much rather do that than like have to keep cycling through grunts and there's no way to like, because you have to go through that corridor and like if you make the mistake of going through there, fighting a grunt and then going back to the machine to heal, then another grunt will just spawn. I just remember it being really annoying. So we're gonna be fighting a ton of the Oddish line in here. I think like almost all of the Snagem grunts have at least one of the Oddish Gloom Vileplume line. Also, I've been missing Fire Blast a lot. Like while I was grinding. Oh wow, now the volume's super loud. Why does it do this? I had my monitor is not very loud. I had it on like half volume, and when I booted the game up, my ears just got blasted because the converter that converts to HDMI, it's not very good. And it makes the volume go crazy. I don't know. I don't understand why. Smoke screen. That's not fun. Well, I have Shadow Punch, but honestly, though, with this matchup, Oog's not doing much. Oh yeah, I don't even think I showed Togepi's name. Because that was... I didn't purify it yet last time I streamed. But yeah, it's just egg backwards. GG easy, but without the Z, I guess. I don't freaking know. But yeah, looking at the levels of the Snagem Grunt's Pokemon, I mean, this guy has like a bunch of Pokemon, which means they tend to have lower levels. But level 26, so I think Togepi and Grimer are probably fine. I guess I just use Shadow Punch. Qwilfish is one of those Pokemon that like none of my Pokemon have anything super effective against it. Like Poison Water, it's one of those types sometimes you just like don't have anything for. I guess it would be nice to have an electric type, but I don't have plans on using one. I mean, Grimer might learn some. It's not very good on it. But, you know, I'm probably not going to teach it to it. I guess Shadow Punch, we just, like, hope Fire Blast equals strong, so it will do a lot of damage. I'm also, you know, like a million levels higher than it. That probably also helps. I didn't catch that guy's name, but all of these guys, Jetto, all these guys are just Biden to me, because the one guy that's named Biden. So every time I see the Snagem Grunt design, I just think, you know, Mr. Joe Brandon. There he is. So yeah, this place is all destroyed because West destroyed. I guess it was like this when you go here in the post game of Coliseum. But yeah, you really only go here in the post game of Coliseum. So it's neat that in XD we're doing it just in the main story. Now I always get lost in here because there's like a lot of multiple pathways, and I want to go all to all the optional ones. But then I accidentally go to like the correct way, and I don't want to go to the correct way because I want all the items. And a lot of the grunts are just kind of standing around. You don't actually have to fight them, and none of them have shadow Pokemon, obviously, because they've already made us fight 2 shadows without our snag machine. They won't do it a 3rd time. So, really the only reason to fight these people is for experience, but I like to fight every trainer in any Pokemon game I play, so, like, I'm fighting all of them. I don't know, have we fought a Girafarig before in this game? I don't know if we have. I always find the Gen 3, specifically the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Safari Zone Pokemon really interesting. Sometimes you just forget, like, oh yeah, those were on the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald regional decks. Like Phanpy and Donphan, for instance, which we have on our team, but... yeah, Girafarig. It's just there. Rhyhorn and Rhydon. I think sometimes you forget, like, yeah, Rhydon is just like a native Hoenn Pokemon. Oh, I got Tormented. That's lame. I have to use Ember. It's gonna do, like, nothing. Again, I'm forgetting how much higher... that's probably a bad thing. It probably has Guts. Pelipper took that very well. I mean, it is both. Okay, Seismic Toss. That is not affected by Guts. Can you imagine if it was? It just, like, doubled the damage. So if you're level 100, it just does 200 for free. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the Fire Blast. It's that easy. I'm gonna have to keep going back and healing, though, because Fire Blast does not have a lot of power points. It's neat we get Pelipper, like, standing on the ground. What a concept. Flying-type Pokemon can land? No. Yeah, this is it's not the most eventful area in the game. You just kind of go around beating up grunts. I think, you know, one of the criticisms that XD and Coliseum gets from people who maybe don't like the game as much is that the game is just all battling. Which, for me, isn't a negative because I like battling. I don't mind the, like, repetitious just battling trainers over and over again kind of a thing. I don't know. I find it almost like therapeutic in a way. It's just kind of chill. You just get to watch all your Pokemon slowly get stronger. Like, I'm cool with that. I think this might actually be... Okay, that's Psychic. I know that. You get Psychic at a pretty reasonable time in the game. Like, this is... Like, we're in the second half of the game, but, like... Oh, wow, Togepi learns it. Huh. I still haven't really decided on what Togepi's final moveset's going to be, so I'm not going to teach it yet. But it's definitely an option. Oh, here's Biden. This is the guy I was talking about. But yeah, I don't know. Even like Mount Battle, I like weirdly enjoy it. Am I just weird? Yeah, probably. But I don't know. We got a pretty good mix of Pokemon from different gens on our team. But spoiler alert, it's not going to be balanced. There's not going to be 2 Gen 1s, 2 Gen 2s, 2 Gen 3s. Because I've already decided who the last team member is. Togetic, though, got me thinking about an obscure thing that I learned. So, like, in Fire Leaf Green, you have the, like, fame checker that gives you, like, lore on different characters, which is cool, and you gotta, like, fill it in. There's usually, like, 6 different, like, lore bits for each important character that you get from either talking to NPCs or reading signs and stuff. And one of said lore bits, I forget even which character it gives you the lore about, but in order to get said lore bit for the fame checker, you have to, like, get the gift Togepi egg, hatch it, and then, like, bring the Togepi back to where you got it from or something along those lines. And I learned that recently. I thought that was wild. The Sevi Islands are something that I've only really learned a lot about more recently because as a kid, I couldn't beat the Fire Red Elite Four for the longest time. Because I was bad. And then even when I did, I didn't have enough Pokemon to, like, unlock the post-game. So, like, the Sevi Islands are something I've really only experienced in, like, the last probably, like, 6 years or so. Yeah, you stole my snag machine. I want it back. Oh, well, here we are. I definitely missed some things, so we're going to have to go back through to the optional stuff. But here's Gonzap. You might know him as Guy with Shadow Skarmory from Coliseum. In Coliseum, it's kind of weird because you, like, see him at the first cutscene, and then he just doesn't show up again until right before the final gauntlet. And he's like, yeah, actually, we were working with Team Cypher all along. And you're like, okay, that's kind of random. Team Snagem, funny enough, it feels like they have more of a presence in this game than they did in Coliseum. Despite the fact that Wes is literally an ex-Snagem member. Like, Snagem's role in Coliseum is mostly relegated to, like, post-game stuff. Which is kind of interesting. Oh yeah, off-screen, Flareon tried to learn its high-level fire move Fire Spin. I don't know what it was with, like, Pokemon moves in, like, the older gens. Specifically, like, Whirlpool and Fire Spin, those, like, trapping moves. They, like, valued them super high. They're like, these are the best moves ever. And I guess in Gen 1, they are kind of crazy. But you'd think that by now they would realize that, like, Fire Spin is not the move we should be giving to Flareon at high levels. But whatever. It's not even like those moves are completely terrible. I mean, they're not great because of their low accuracy. But in competitive, there are a lot of, admittedly, kind of cheesy strats involving them. Because trapping is good, but yeah, I don't know. Most of the time, you'd usually be doing something better. Like, usually you see them on weird sets with, like, Whirlpool on, like, a really bulky water type. And then you just try to trap them in and then stall. Because, you know, water is such a good defensive type that, like a fire type with Fire Spin is not going to be nearly as good. Because fire just isn't very good defensively compared to water, but... Yeah, while I'm filling all this space with just me rambling about stuff, I have more stuff I can ramble about. Like, I always thought it was interesting how Pokemon Coliseum, all the Pokemon you fight in that game are, like, specifically Pokemon that were obtainable at this point in Generation 3. So you're not going to be fighting any, like, Flareons because you couldn't get Flareon yet. So all the Pokemon you fight are either from the Hoenn Dex or, like, the regional Dex, which means, like, stuff like Geodude and stuff would show up. But also all the Gen 2 Pokemon that you could catch as Shadows, obviously. But there are a couple of exceptions, and they're mostly relegated to bosses, which I think is kind of cool. The, like, the only trainer who has, like, Scizor, which was unobtainable, I guess, unless you had the Japanese e-reader thing. So this is a bad example. A Slowking, the only person who has Slowking, which was impossible to get, was one of the admins, I believe. The only thing that kind of ruins this is Porygon 2, which is also unobtainable, is held by just, like, a random Mount Battle trainer. Which I think it would have been cooler if it was only the bosses who had the, like, otherwise unobtainable Gen 2 Pokemon. Also, I just kind of mashed A and said yes to the battle, even though I probably should have healed. Not that I'm, like, that low, but Flareon's running out of Fire Blasts. That's what I more care about. It's also only got 40 health, but, I don't know, it's whatever. I don't really mind if it goes down. Fake Out, that's like an actually good move in doubles. Darn, I wanted to Sludge Bomb. Oh, it... okay. Yeah, that works. I love the Electrode eyes bulge out of its head animation. Yeah, naturally he has Vileplume, because all the other ones have Gloom and Oddish. I don't think any of them have Blossom, which makes sense, because, like, you know, it's not poison type, it's not evil. What the... what? Can Nuzleaf learn Hyper Beam? What? I feel like it's usually just fully evolved Pokemon that learn Hyper Beam. Like, almost every fully evolved Pokemon learns Hyper Beam. Like, Shiftry, I wouldn't bat an eye. But Nuzleaf? Okay. I imagine it can, but it's just really random. Like, even as just a move to put out a Nuzleaf, like, ah yes, Hyper Beam. My favorite move for a Nuzleaf to have. Both of my Pokemon are dying. I'm gonna swap. I don't know if I double swap. Do I have a full restore? Probably not. Well, I don't know. Maybe. No, I don't. Well, I'm gonna heal Flareon. It's just gonna have to still be asleep. So yeah, Breloom's higher level than... Oh, that's just his thing, right. He just teaches Hyper Beam and everything. Okay, so now I know why it has Hyper Beam. But I'm also still surprised that it can even learn it to begin with. But yeah, Breloom is just kind of like my most reliable damage dealer at this point. So, when grinding... There's no PP left! When grinding, I've relied on it a lot to support my weaker Pokemon. Still got Mega Drain, though. Probably isn't getting a better grass move anytime soon, because that's just how grass is in this generation. Oh, look, he actually has a Skarmory. This one is not Shadow. Wes stole his. He had to get a new one. This actually is not a great matchup for Breloom at all. We'll just try to double team the Vileplume. Yeah, we woke up. Like, Sky Uppercut is really good compared to what else we could have at this point. Nice Oogs level 35. I always forget, is you get Muck at 37 or 38? I know it's like around there. Oh, the Focus Band. Let's go. Yeah, Skarmory was one of those shadows in Coliseum that actually wasn't that interesting, because you can already catch Skarmory in Ruby Sapphire, but they were like, eh, it's Gen 2. Sure. Yeah, Skarmory went from only being obtainable in, like, Silver. Actually, I think you can catch it in Crystal. But it's... Yeah, one of those Pokemon is really rare, but then in Gen 3... It's available in, like, a bunch of games. It's even available in Fire Red Leaf Green. I forget if it's version exclusive in that one. But you can catch Skarmory in almost every Gen 3 game. Which, I guess is pretty unsurprising that some people get it mixed up which gen it came from. Alright, that opens a chest. I guess maybe it's a good thing we came up here first. Also, we got our Snag Machine back, and then Mirror B instantly appears. I feel like that's got to be scripted, because they're like, oh, you can go get that nose pass now. I don't know, if you ignore Mirror B for long enough, I think it does go away, but I feel like it's pretty generous. I mean, even the cheese radar, like, yeah, the Pokemon eats the cheese, but it didn't happen that fast. I want to make sure I do the optional stuff in here. And go check out that chest. I forget what's in it. I think it's a TM. I mean, this place has already been great for TMs. Just from the fact that it has... You know what? We'll do both of them. They'll be fine. Just by the fact that it has Psychic. Now, this is where I'm going to, like, flail around for a bit. Like I said, I always get lost in here. It all just kind of looks samey. It's all just kind of destroyed. There's always stuff blocking all the paths. Like, did we come up from there or did we come up from here? Or, no, we didn't. So this must be where I have to go? No, because that's the stairs. Yeah, see? Here we go again. You'd think I'd learn playing this game enough times, but no. I still don't know where to go. Okay, we can go up this way, I believe. And then there's this guy. They're trying to convince this dude to join.
If you join right now, you'll not only get the day's wages, but also a commuting allowance and even a lunchbox. Depending on your qualifications, you can even receive up to 20% more paid holidays. You won't find terms this good, huh? Why, you can't butt into this job interview.
Dang, this place has better benefits than like 90% of jobs. Go Lit! That's a good name. This is actually a spoiler for Go Let, which would be added 2 generations later. Thank you, everyone. I'll be here all week. Oh, he's got the gun and the cannon. He's got 5 Pokemon. Yeah, Togepi should be fine. Swagger, not great. So now I have to hit through the confusion and the hustle because we have hustle Togepi. You know, I get why they didn't bring back the like flute item from Coliseum that like instantly purifies a Pokemon, because like purification is just so much easier in this game. But I still kind of wish they were in the game, just because it's so nice for like checking a Shadow Pokemon's nature and ability to make sure it's the one you want. Like if it's a team member, it just makes it so much like less painful. Whereas in this game, like, I wasn't gonna reset for Togepi's ability. It's gonna take forever. It's just obnoxious at that point. Sandshrew! It's big Sandshrew. Alright. Okay, we hit. And we're +2. Massive damage. Look at that. Togepi one-shot a Pokemon 9 levels lower than it. It's so good. Loudred always looked really small to me in this game. Maybe it's because its Gen 3 sprite like makes it look bigger than it actually is, but I don't know. Poor Sandslash. Its level up move pool was just like terrible for so long. I think even in Gen 4 it's still bad. Even in Gen 5 I think it's kind of mediocre. I could be wrong about that, but I have used Sandslash in Black 2 White 2 like a decade ago at this point. But I feel like even then its move pool was bad. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, otherwise, like when trainers have it, because trainers usually don't have TM moves. A lot more have it in like this game, but man, I have that said, I have like nothing to hit this Sandslash with. But yeah, regular trainers that have Sandslash, it never does anything. It just uses Poison Sting in hopes to poison you. That's its whole game plan. Still confused. Okay. Get him, Togepi. Yeah, I didn't. Oh! Okay. That's, you know what? That's actually kind of impressive because, you know, normally paralyzing ground types not the easiest thing to do. Are ground types immune to... No, I mean, obviously they're not immune to paralysis in this game. I was thinking like maybe in newer games because I'm less familiar with the mechanics, but no, they just made electric types immune to it. So you can still paralyze ground types if you do something like Tri Attack. Yeah, because I usually just replay a lot of the older Pokemon games, so like my knowledge on some of the newer mechanics always fails me. Like the terrains, I always forget that, like, oh right, I can't use priority moves under psychic terrain for some reason. Because, you know, in Gen 6, which I did play a lot of competitive in, the terrains were terrible because the only way to get them set up was to use a whole turn, and they're just worse than weather. So it was like, what's the point? But then they're like, what if the Tapus existed? And we're like, uh-oh.
I'm not letting anyone tougher join Team Snagem.
Whoa, rare candy. I don't think this guy fights us.
I came because they promised to pay me the day's wages and buy me lunch. What's this place about anyway?
I mean, you know what? Fair enough. It's got good benefits. Who cares what you're doing? Am I right, gamers? You know, we do a bit of crime. It's fine. Did I fight you? I did fight him. And then I went back. Okay. We didn't fight this guy. Jinok. The double normal type, okay. Another random observation about these games. The trainers' Pokemon are just kind of random genders. Unlike the main series where the Pokemon's gender almost always matches the trainer who uses it. For whatever reason, that's just how they decided to do things. I actually don't know if this is still the case in newer games. I haven't really paid attention. Now that said, I don't know if they're literally randomized in this game or if they are all set. Like if I fight this guy on a different save file, would this Apom always be female? I actually don't know. Like the Shadow Pokemon obviously have their genders randomized because, you know, they have to be. They just work like a wild Pokemon, you know, you catch them. But I don't know about the static Pokemon. Hopefully Togepi will evolve soon. Purifying a Pokemon actually does give it 70 happiness, which is a pretty decent amount. So, and we did talk to the guy, it sounded like it was decently happy. And at least it's not Baneri, you know. 0 base happiness. I believe Gen 3 was the game that introduced Pokemon having specific starting happiness values depending on the Pokemon species, which most Pokemon have the same, but the exceptions are like legendaries. I think baby Pokemon tend to have, I want to say they usually have higher? That could be wrong. But then Baneri, they were like, no, it just hates you. We haven't hit ourselves in confusion too much, so that's, you know, that's pretty good. We're about to get some mileage out of this ancient power. No, we're not, because it protected itself. I forgore. I don't think I'm gonna keep ancient power in Togepi. Like even psychic, I think would be better on it. And of course, what is with the AI trainers? And they always do it twice in a row. Sometimes 3 times in a row, and it always works. Every time. And Grimer is slowly dying. Yeah, nice try. Of course they did it a 3rd time. You're already faster than everything, I imagine. Just stop, please. Can we get the ancient power boost though? Please? No? Why can Volbeat learn Water Pulse? I am looking up if Nuzleaf can learn Hyper Beam, and if Volbeat can learn Water Pulse. I mean, I guess, like, lightning bugs could fly above water and stuff. I mean, they do in Mystery Dungeon, you know? It's like the whole scene in Mystery Dungeon 2, the fog-bound lake, and so maybe it makes sense. But yeah, like I said, these games, both trainers do tend to have random TM moves. Which I think is, like in the main series, it does happen occasionally, but I feel like it's really underutilized. Oh, we got that item. I don't think that was the Gonzap chest. If it was, that'd be kind of underwhelming. I mean, PP ups are nice, but like, not so much for single player stuff. Or, I guess, no, I meant like casual stuff, you know. These Snagem guys always have a million Pokemon. I'm gonna bring out Flareon just because it looks like this guy's a lot of bug types. Ah, there it is. Good ol' Hustle. Also, what the heck? It's gonna send out Grimer again, isn't it? Okay, that's... I mean, that's not great either. Because I don't have any good moves for this situation, so... I'm just gonna hope Togepi hits this turn. Dig? What the heck? Oh, come on. And now I am out of power points. You know what? We're gonna follow me. Actually, how does follow me interact with Dig? Because it's already chosen its target, right? I don't know if it's gonna be forced to go into Togepi now. I imagine it will, because I guess you choose the target even for a single turn attack and then it gets redirected. So I imagine it still redirects it to Togepi. Well, it did hit Togepi, so that's probably how it works. Unfortunately, to rely on just try attack now. Yeah, I don't want you using Dig again. It's annoying. Delibird! It's Skeet! Shoutouts to Skeet, the Delibird. Alright, how much damage is this gonna do? Look at that massive damage. That's against a Sneasel, too. Sneasel is not strong in the slightest. I'm just gonna heal. I don't want Togepi to faint, because it'll lower its happiness. But I want it to stay out, because I want the EXP on it. Or, you know, the most amount of EXP. Thief. Okay. Very random move. Is Team Snagem, they just like giving their Pokemon anything. Like they see a Pokemon can learn a TM move and they're like, yeah, do it. No questions asked. Did this guy end up having more flying type Pokemon than bug type Pokemon? I think I got baited. This is so risky, like Helping Hand Fire Blast. There's such a high chance that this whole turn does nothing. But we will simply hit. Oh, so close to level up. And hopefully the evolution. I need those extra stats. Also the flying typing. Not that we have Earthquake yet, but we're getting it soonish. Oh, the Beer Bee radar actually did go away. Well, I guess I'm catching that nose pass a different time. Oh, I have to fight you too, don't I? I don't think I've fought this person yet.
I'm part of Team Snagem, but I don't even have a snag machine.
Does anyone have a snag machine? I don't think any of you have a snag machine. Isn't that why you took mine? Also, why is there only one snag machine? Wait, how did they get the snag machine? I mean, they probably explained it while I wasn't paying attention, but where'd they get the first one from? I actually don't remember. They obviously don't know how to make their own, so... This is a terrible matchup. What the heck? I'm just gonna leave you in, though. Because honestly, my only Pokemon that deals with Rock Ground types is Breloom. Because Donphan only has normal type moves. And Rollout now, but, you know, it's Rollout. It's not helping. Can we get some effects for gaming? Darn. Alright, we're just gonna Mega Drain you. I mean, yeah, I can Shadow Punch. It's not gonna do, like, any damage, though. No matter how much higher level I am, like, low base power, Grimer versus Pokemon with high defense, yeah, I'm good. I mean, the Helping Hand is also pointless. Like, I'm gonna one-shot it no matter what, but it makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something, at least. Safeguard, no. I don't want Safeguard. Stantler! Oh, right, Stantler actually has a good ability. Actually makes the Shadow Stantler a pretty... like, a surprisingly compelling option. Because, like, there's not a lot of Pokemon that get Intimidate in Coliseum. Although, Hitmontop I kind of feel like is just strictly... maybe not strictly better. But it's also an option with Intimidate. And I believe you get him on top a lot earlier, but... Ah, Mischievous. Well, that's actually... a Shadow Punch might do something for once. Still probably not going to do that much damage, but we'll see. I'm probably not going to keep Shadow Punch forever. It's like neat that you get it, I guess, but like realistically, it's not that good of a move. It do be Dusknoir's best ghost type option until what? The DLC for Sword and Shield? When it finally got I don't remember what that move was called. It's that strong ghost move, but it only has 5 PP. And then it also only works if the opponent is holding an item, which is most Pokemon in competitive, but I don't remember what it's called. I don't even remember. They probably removed it in Scarlet and Violet. Because they removed a lot of those new moves. They had all these like neat moves in the DLC for Sword and Shield, and they just like removed most of them. I think a couple of them are still in the game. Like Flip Turn is still in the game. Which, you know, clearly was left in the game exactly because the dolphin exists, and they're like, it synergizes too well with it, we have to keep it in the game. Can anything else get Flip Turn? I don't even know. Like, in Scarlet and Violet, I mean, obviously Pokemon can get it in Sword and Shield, but... This must be the chest. It was a TM. TM30, that's Shadow Ball, right? Yeah, I remember. That's also very good. This place is very good for TMs. We actually have a lot of crazy TMs in our little storage here. Do I have anything that wants to learn it? Actually, that's not a bad move for Flareon whatsoever. The reason I'm being hesitant on using some of these TMs is that I am planning on doing competitive stuff Like, I want to do the post game and I want to do the ORA Coliseum. And when I make Pokemon for that, I want to make sure I have the TM necessary. That said, I know I have a copy of Shadow Ball on my Emerald still. And I guess technically you can duplicate with Emerald, but I want to do things legit, so I'm not gonna use the duplication glitch. I think it's fine. I'm gonna teach it because otherwise Flareon is just the fire type move user. Do we get rid of Ember? I don't know. I still like that it's reliable. I think Quick Attack. I love priority moves, but I think we can get rid of it. I think Shadow Ball is just gonna be more useful. We could take more advantage of that solid attack stat. Our attack stat actually isn't that much higher than our special attack. Funny enough. I mean, it's still 20-ish. And it's actually closer to 30. No, I guess that is a lot higher. Yeah. And I mean, Shadow Ball's strong. And the fact that it lowers special defense, actually useful for Flareon, because it's got fire moves, so that's cool. Alright, well, I think it's a pretty long episode. I think I'm probably just going to end it here. We did the whole Snagem hideout. Next time, we're going to the Cypher Key Lair. Maybe fighting Mirror B in the side thing. I might just do that off camera. But, we'll see. See you next time, gamers. Subscribe and stuff.